here, it's Asteroid Belt 2018, week 3. We have IanArcad from the Alpacas, Cat from the Cosmic Circus, PBhead from the Disco Donkeys, and Dryad from the Bull Market Belters. I am Trat, and casting with me is Many Copies.
Right.
Do you see anything you like here?
I would probably either want to be in the southwest because that's where all the ice and god tiles are for the most part, or possibly up in the northwest because there's a little bit of god tiles going on there. People are going to have to be. I do not expect to see a nomad because there's not a lot of silicon near each other, but an elite will be fine shipping in some silicon.
Yeah. I want to point out that we have claims, core samples, and underground nukes. So, how the map looks now, could it be very different in a while? Like, core samples are extra good on series because you have these caves. So if you core sample next to them, you could get you can mine from it twice for free. We have Cat funding as an elite in this corner. She has decent access to silicon, iron, ice near her. Should be a solid found. We had Dryad as the third found, and expensive. Who, yeah, seems to, yeah, I don't know. He has everything he needs. It's a solid found. And the final found was PB. No, wait, I'm wrong, right? The final found was Ian, also an expensive. He found the next to aluminum. I think what's interesting about the start, by the way, was that steel started 30, so that's why you don't see too many steel mills.
Now, what you'll see, Cat has already claimed a tile next to the colony, next to those habitats there, and I expect a pleasure dome to be coming down very soon. Elites put the most pressure on pleasure, followed by expansives. So the fact that there are 3 expansives in elite means that pleasure domes are going to be highly profitable. Now, one thing she might have wanted to do is put that pleasure dome next to her base and hologram it as something else to hide it, less black market attacks. Also because there are pirates in this map, and elites need to ship chemicals, and pirates can intercept those chemicals. So it's going to be a very nice tile, but it is going to be targeted by the black market like you wouldn't believe because of how good it will be.
Yeah, definitely. Since there are claims on the black market, people might prefer to buy them instead of attacking the pleasure dome. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going out and she hasn't gotten it yet. But if it goes up and she gets the chems there safely, it will be a very solid income here. Meanwhile, we have PBhead as the first to HQ3. He committed heavily into iron mines and steel mills and used that to upgrade.
Because that's it for a while. Sell that down for some early money, and then it also makes your steel bleed.
Indeed.
And the colony decides, hey, look at this wonderful spot for another pleasure dome here, because there's a lot of pressure, and it's attracting everyone's attention to the colony, and they'll see Cat's pleasure dome start to come online.
Yep. And Cat has to wait 2 seconds before she can buy a goon. And PB, well, he can't afford it right now, but he does have his up. But we'll see. Cat, as soon as it's available, she buys and places the goon squad. So this should be pretty solid for her.
However, there are network viruses, there are mutinies, there are power surges. So if the other players work together, they could easily break down that goon squad and then go through it. But hopefully that one will be enough for Cat to get some early money from it.
I want to look a bit at Ian's base. So first of all, he has claimed a... Wait. Oh, I read this wrong. Never mind. I don't want to talk about Ian's base. Alright, there we go. Cat's shipments have arrived and making $381 a second. Very nice.
And Cat was the first one in power and was the only one in power for a while. So Cat is going to be churning through her debt there. And now PBhead has followed into some nuclear plants of his own.
Yeah. PB-heads are not gooned, cats are gooned. They might... Oh, PB-head chooses not goon, he instead buys a mutiny. It's a very risky play, we'll see if that pays off.
Now, Ian is in one nuclear plant next to his base and one solar panel away from his base. This is not going to be very good in terms of producing power here, but that claim away from his base may have just been the most profitable thing to do with it.
Yeah, iron is kind of dead. I want to point out about Ian, he made glass kilns, but the colony is actually supplying glass instead of using it. So, given time, the price should like decrease, although there's also a base demand, so it doesn't quite work out the way. But I don't think he chose the right market going to glass kilns here.
However, he did choose the life support markets well, because farms and electrolysis reactors are making good money. As we see, Cat is now transitioning into a triangle of farms.
Yeah, farms are excellent here. Yeah, reactors are really good too. Although power is still going strong, there's not been a lot of commitment. We saw the single tiles from Ian, still nothing from Dryad, and only 2 each from PB and Cat. So even though there's been no black market on them, they're not producing too much steel. So the price is slowly dropping.
But that pleasure dome is still even more profitable.
Yeah. Yeah, as the colony expands, as people upgrade, this will only rise. And nobody looks to want to compete with it. Not yet, at least.
Well, Dryad has a tile there. And considering electronics aren't that expensive, steel is only at 100, it's probably worth going ahead and putting a pleasure dome down there.
Yeah, this was the tile that was auctioned. Okay, I was about to suggest he might have forgotten it, but he places a pleasure dome now. It's gonna make solid money for him too. Especially if somebody shuts down the Cat's pleasure dome, which I would like to see. Nobody's even hit the goon yet though.
And Ian is going into a hacker array here, and is starting to hack up power. Now,
I guess this could work if he places more plants and saves black market for other people's nuclear plants. But I think this is not going to help him very much, unfortunately. Like the process will be spread out amongst everyone in power.
The solar panels he also has working. Well, there comes a solar flare.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty nice timing for him.
That might make it work out. They're off right now, which will help power rise a bit overnight. But once they come back online, that'll do very well. It also means his solar condensers will be making tons of water.
And we have a majority buy on Dryad who upgraded to HK4 without securing enough stock. And looks like PB Head will get the majority of the benefit here. Cat jumping in with 1 stock too.
Well, the thing with the majority buy though is it leaves all those pips on owned.
Yeah. PB Head is vulnerable now. This is interesting.
And
if Cat wants in on this, they could probably split PB Head here.
The question is will Cat want in on this?
Probably not. But we never know.
Or Cat might say, go Ian, go, and then I'll majority buy you because Ian doesn't have any of his stuff bought up.
Indeed. This is very nice timing from Ian with the solar flare power money. As soon as day and night comes, if he gets this extra 1k from solar panels, yeah. So he's solid income now when he needs it the most. This could actually turn out great for him.
And since he's out of debt, all that money is going right into his hands.
Yeah.
And the colony here is auctioning off an optimization center. Optimization centers are very important on series because they allow you to make your tiles that produce things more efficient. And considering how series prices could get, that could be very lovely.
How this works out now is PB and Ian, like they pay the same price, but Ian needs 2 stocks in PB1. So Ian needs to make twice as much money as PB the coming minute. But I think he actually is making twice as much money. But this could work out for him. I would like to see him commit even harder to this though. Make solar panels instead of steel mills in your base. Silicon is very cheap. Like, commit to your power hacks harder.
The other thing though is if Ian had won that auction, all his power money would be going to pay off the debt. Because when you win an auction, you don't pay for it in cash, you pay for it in debt. So that would have probably killed his majority buy chance.
Yeah.
Now, Cat here could buy a pip and kill PB Head, but that's probably not her best play.
Ian really should have remuted this solar panel. Like, he's not selling as much power as he would like, but he keeps hacking it. Like, you should really commit harder to producing power if you're committing this hard to raising the price. Like, right now, Cat is selling equal amounts to Ian. And, yeah, he just missed the buy. If he just counter-mutinied his own solar panel, it would have been fine. But at this point, he should sell out and upgrade. And he does that.
Well, which is what he's doing. It'll take him a while to sell out, but each time he sells out, he'll get his cash back and be able to buy himself up, so he's secure.
Yeah. And while all that happened, Kat got some really nice like free time, I guess. She could use her auction optimization center. She placed one of her own. She's using them both. She's also getting patents. She's looking to look really strong in the late game here.
And elites excel in the late game. One of their best advantages is that if they optimize something 4 times, which is called a perfect optimization, they get an extra claim, which is very valuable on series. So I expect to see her focusing down on some optimizations to get those extra claims and just make even more money.
Yeah.
And she actually already has chemicals at perfect.
Yeah, and she's committing 5 refineries. I think this will explode the fuel price a bit, but it's still making her really solid money because of the optimizations.
And this is the time that people are going into patents and optimizations, and they cost chemicals, so...
Yeah, and the pleasure dome is still not been attacked at all. Like, the black market has been left alone in general. Mostly just claim spot. And we can see that Ian has bought 4 claims, Cat 2 and Dryad 1. None for PB Head. So PB Head is not looking great in the late game in this situation.
The only thing that we've actually seen out of to combat that pleasure dome is each of the other players putting down their own pleasure dome, which does reduce the profits somewhat, but not a ton.
Yeah, not enough. And this is even before virtual reality.
Which Cat is going into right now. Even if someone else patents it before her, she'll still be able to patent it because she's an elite.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I want to call Cat as unbeatable at this point, but I hope I'm proven wrong. We see that Ian moved on from power hacks, is now hacking steel. Which, like, everyone's making steel, even the sub is making steel. So I think Ian needs to focus more on markets that he has exclusive access to, instead of markets that everyone is in.
Now, what you'll notice here is that because there was a lot of nuclear plants that were unsupported by uranium, that PB Head has converted 3 of his tiles into uranium mines because they are just making that much money.
Yeah. Yeah, uranium money is pretty good right now and it's easy to gather. There's been a lot of carbon nukes this game, and I think only PB and his sub are on a surplus right now. So if he controls the market, hacks it a bit, he has a nice advantage. Right now he's selling it though. You can see the PB had secured the missing stock in Dryad too. Even though he's still HQ4, he does have 8/10 of a sub here. Of course, Cat, while we're talking, since last we checked, she had made 200k. Like, these optimizations are just running away with the game.
And now she's buying up her stock so that when she makes her move, she's a lot harder to take out.
Yeah. And nobody can even remotely compete with this income, I think.
Depends on how well the Dryad sub does. The Dryad sub is right now making a little over 100 per share, so that's $800 a second to PB and $200 a second to Cat. But Cat is going to be very hard to beat. With her Pleasure Dome now making 700 a second, it is practically an off-world all on its own.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's looking up for Cat, for sure. And PB had still on HQ4. You can afford to upgrade. I wonder if sometimes people forget that they're HQ4. I'm not sure if that's what's going on here.
And Cat has got a number of critical patents. She's got optimizations.
Yeah. The virtual reality and nanotech are both really strong here, I think.
And no one else can get them. Because if an elite patents it first, it does block it for the other non-elite players.
Yeah. She sold this power axe and overcommitted, I think, into power. She perfected it in the optimization center and got perpetual motion. But as soon as the hacks ended, the price stabilized. But at least she has it now for the future, I guess.
The other nice thing about perpetual motion, though, is that it's good even when you scrap out of your power because it reduces the cost of other buildings. So it means that when she leaves power, she won't suffer as much debt while in other markets. So as opposed to something like superconductor, which isn't available on series, which doubles power production for tiles adjacent to your base.
Yeah. You can see that PB keeps with his strategy of nuking out carbon, and he has stopped selling it and started hacking it. But I don't know, Cat has so much money.
And Cat got slant drilling, which will again make it harder for her to be nuked out, and there are core samples.
Yeah, she's now slanting off this carbon here, giving her a surplus. So she, until PB notices this and nukes this carbon to L2, actually that won't even help, because Cat can just core sample even more. Yeah, I don't think PB's strategy is sustainable here.
Yeah, I mean, there are nukes are 20k, but there are power surges that are 14k, mutinies that are 10k. There are better options here to try to hit Cat.
Yeah.
And as fuel is getting is expensive here, Cat is now going to teleportation, so she won't have to ship anything.
Yeah.
And that will also mean that the chance to pirate the chemicals which are flying to her Pleasure Dome is also going to go away, because no one has tried to do that in this game.
And PB thinks, oh, I'm hacking carbon, I'm not selling carbon. This chems refinery should be losing money, so it drops out network wires there. However, because of the perfect optimizations, they were still really profitable. And yeah, Cat sitting on 700k, she can shift by Ian if she wants. She's in a very, very strong position.
However, she may be waiting for PB Head, because PB Head has most of the Dryad sub, and PB Head also has more cash on hand.
Oh yeah, PB Head has 500k, but it's still HQ4. Like, he must have forgotten, I think. Because if you have 7 additional claims, which you get if you upgrade, then you have a lot more income. And of course, the Cat is benefiting from this carbon situation. She has been on surplus for a long time.
And Cat now has over $1 million in the bank, can buy whatever she wants, which I expect will be PB Head shortly.
Yeah.
It also includes the chemicals that are in on-progress optimizations, because if you cancel them, you can then sell the chemicals. So she may be waiting for those optimizations to finish, and considering her commanding lead here, there's no reason not to. And now when, if she's getting PB Head to buy into her stock, when she buys PB Head, she'll get her stock back, as well as the cash. So it's, is she just going to try to shift buy one after the other? Just insult to injury.
She's just not threatened by anything. Her lead was enormous. And yeah, she takes the buy. You see that Ian had 2 stocks in there, so he will get some of the sub incomes, but it's not enough. And Ian, by the way, transitioned to electronics hacks and as optimized electronics, and it's a nice idea to both optimize and hack something up. But compared to the powerhouse of Cat,
Cat is also moving into 6 electronics. So,
yeah.
I mean, the time to have attacked Cat was earlier. With mutinies and power surges and using networks to punch through the goon squads on the Pleasure Dome. If they had worked together, they might have been able to slow Cat's income. But and it's Cat who's been storing up all these power surges. It's just like, you know what? That's it. You don't make any money. I'm shutting down your entire base. You do nothing. This will just be my game here at the end.
Yeah, that's a glorious way to sign off. So what happened there was people had attacked her goons with power surges 3 times. So she had 3 of them stored, and then she had her cooldown ready to buy a 4th. So she fired off 4 power surges on Ian in a row, just to show that she was very comfortable this game.
And Cat is also a captain, and that is a captain style win there.
Yeah, definitely. Style points for Cat.
Indeed. You know, considering there's a captain's game at the end here, captains are going to win the majority of games today.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Well,
all right. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Like, elites are strong. She was left alone. Congratulations to Cat and Cosmic Circus, and I believe they're now the clear leaders of this week. Yeah, they have 4 wins to everyone else's 2 wins. So looking like a really good week for Cosmic Circus, and congratulations to Cat for this one.
Indeed, congratulations, and that will be my